Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. Cecilia here. So for those of you asking how do I win the giveaway on the 31st of August, please refer to my first video on this series. I will put the link below for more information. So I don't want to waste your time. Let's get into this video, which is all about 10 things you should not tell someone who is grieving or mourning. So this being 2020, we've either lost someone or we know someone who has lost someone. And these 10 things, we have probably all of us, including myself, said this to someone and without even realizing what it does to them. This is just some quotes that we keep saying every time that someone loses someone and we really don't think about it. So as a person who has lost my mom, I lost my cousin this year, I lost my dog this year, someone who has lost a lot or who has gone through loss, I know the things that I don't want to hear from people. And I was having this discussion with a girlfriend who also lost someone this year, and we were saying the things that we are always going back to as a people, that we don't realize the kind of hurt or how it helps or not helps the other person. So I want to make this clear. We never have bad intentions when saying these things. We always want to do the best we can to make the other person feel a little bit better. But telling you from my side and from my own opinion and from the opinion of the people who have lost people this year, avoid saying these phrases. They don't do any good. So the first thing I want to go to, and it is always, I think always the first one, is at least they're not suffering. Whew. Whew. Okay. So what I hear when you tell me that, when I'm going through a loss and you tell me at least they're not suffering, what you're telling me is that wherever they are better without me, or wherever they are were doing much better than they were doing when they were here next to me. That is what a grieving person hears. And they know that you're trying to say the right words. They really try to understand, and that's why they will never talk back or anything. They understand what you're trying to say, but that's not what they're hearing. They're just hearing wherever they are better. And that is not where I want them to be as a person who is grieving. So yeah, let's get to the second one. It is the will of God. So, as a grieving person, this is what I hear. You're trying to tell me that them not being with me is the will of God, that they were in my life the whole time and now they are not is the will of God, that they left children and maybe a wife and maybe a family and their loved ones and myself, and it is the will of God. So we know you're not... Again, we know your intentions are good, but that is not what I'm hearing when I'm grieving. What I'm hearing is that the pain I'm going through right now is the will of God. Time heals all wounds. Oh, this is a hard one. This is like a very... I can even feel my heart just breaking right now. Time does not heal everything. It doesn't heal all wounds. It does not. So what you're trying to tell me is I should just let days pass by and sometime I'll be okay. So I can tell you this for sure, like for sure. It has been 16 years since I lost my mom, and time has not healed those wounds at all. It always feels like it happened yesterday. So telling a person that you mean well, but just know it does not. Time does not heal any wounds. There is no time in this world that will ever heal the kind of loss and the kind of separation you feel at that time. So the only thing that happens is you learn to live with the loss, you learn to live with the hurt, you learn to live with the separation, you learn to live with just not having around them, you learn to live without them, but that does not mean it has healed the wounds. It does not heal any wounds. So that phrase alone, it makes my heart really weep, because you're trying to tell me that my life will get better even if they are gone, and I cannot have that. There is a space in my life that is just it's just empty because they're not there. So there's no time in this world. Not even 1,000 lifetimes will ever heal that wound. That is for sure. They are in a better place. Oh my God. Okay, you will see me just being all about these phrases, but it's because I know what I'm talking about. Telling someone they're in a better place, which is not with them, is like telling me when I'm grieving, it's like telling me being with me was not good enough, or being in my life was not a better place, or it was an accident that they were even in my life because it was not such a better place. There's a better place that they could have been, and that is where they're gone now. So it is just heartbreaking when someone has to think about that phrase once you've told them that wherever they are is better than with them, or than being in their lives. So just be careful when you're saying that phrase. There is no other better place at that time for that person who is grieving than with them. We love them, but God loved them more. Do you see what is happening there? So the way I loved them was not enough, or the love I had for them was not enough. But because God loved them more, God took them from me. I know I'm sounding like I'm like angry at God or something, but that is exactly what happens when you're grieving. You are mad at everything that you believe in. You're mad at God, you're mad at the universe, you're mad at life itself, you're mad at yourself. You blame yourself for things that you couldn't even do anything about. So just understanding that that person who is going through a loss has all of these emotions flowing and running in their head, telling them that God loved them, their loved ones more. That's why they took them away from them. That makes them even angrier at God, because they think in that way. They think when you're grieving, you only think in this way. You only think, God, let me love this person so much. Let my life revolve around this person in a way, and then he just took them from me. That is what you think when you're grieving. So telling someone you love them but God loved them more, that means God was selfish enough to just take them away from me. I'm telling you the truth. This is what people hear when they hear that, and I believe in God. So it's not like I'm not for telling people that God is there and all of that stuff. I believe in God, but this is exactly the wrong person to tell someone that God loved their loved ones more than them. That's why he took them away. They're dancing with the angels, or they're walking with Jesus. One of those two phrases. I have heard they are dancing with the angels a lot, especially when it came to my mom, because she was a Christian, and she was always happy and dancing and everything. So people thought it was a good quote to tell me that she's dancing with Jesus. And I was always like, oh, guys, I would rather she be dancing here with me. I need her here. Why is she not dancing with me? Why? And you're always thinking, I think Jesus has a lot to do more than dancing with my mom or walking with my mom. That is what you hear when you're grieving. So when you tell someone that their loved ones are dancing with Jesus, they're trying to really picture that, but they don't want to. They don't want to imagine their loved ones dancing with someone else except them, because they need them at that time there with them. That is the truth, guys. Heaven needed an angel. So I have used this one myself. I'm very guilty of this one. Heaven needed them. Heaven needed their beauty. Heaven needed an angel. And I realized also after some time that the person who is grieving, they needed them also as much as that. And you always think like, at that time you were very, very petty, let me say, and all of these emotions are going through you. So you always think like, heaven should have enough angels. They shouldn't need my mom, or they shouldn't need my loved one like that. They have their own angels. They should be satisfied with that, or they should look for other angels who are old and gray and have lived their life, not young people who have not even lived their lives yet, or who are just trying to, you know what I mean, guys. So heaven needed an angel. Avoid that at all costs. We will see them one day. Okay, so what I'm hearing is You're telling me that I should be okay with the suffering I'm having right now for the rest of my life, for a whole lifetime that is ahead of me. I should be okay with that suffering. I should be okay going around my life because one day there's a promise that one day I'll see them. It sounds good when you're saying it, when you're that person who's trying to care for someone else, but when you're that person who is grieving, you cannot even tolerate the thought of living without these people for the rest of your life, for the thought of seeing them one day somewhere. You know, everything will be okay. Okay, so this one, it sounds actually a little bit better than all the other phrases, right? And I agree. I've also said this a lot. Actually, there are times, especially if that person is not there and they're talking with you on the phone, or they are chatting with you, or they're in the other side of the world, and you really have to talk through social media. You will always find yourself saying everything will be okay. But let me tell you what is wrong with this phrase. This phrase says that you're telling me that I am the one who lost someone, but you are very sure that I will be okay. So I should be relaxed because you're sure everything will be okay. Like, how sure are you everything will be okay? Do you really know what is going on in my head? Do you really know how much I'm suffering, how much pain I am in right now? Do you even know that this loved one was everything to me, that I don't even know how my life, how I'll organize everything around me now without them? Do you know what I'm going through for you to be so certain that everything is going to be okay? So it makes the one grieving feel like they're being misunderstood, like you're not really taking their pain seriously, which you cannot, because you're not the one grieving at that moment. But that is what this phrase does. Everything will be okay is such a certain word for someone who is really imbalanced right now and doesn't know what to do with their lives, and they don't even know where to start. So yeah, so let us go to the last one, and then I'll tell you what you guys should say instead of all of these phrases. This is actually very personal for me because this year I lost my dog, Rocky. If you guys knew him, I have videos with him somewhere. And the one person said one thing that really broke my heart, and they told me, don't worry, you'll get a new dog. You can always get a new puppy. I mean, I understand that not everybody is a dog person. I understand that, like, not everybody understands that having a pet and loving it like your own, like it's family kind of a thing. I understand not everybody understands that. But that is so insensitive, and it was so insensitive from that person to tell me that I've had my dog for 4 years. He got sick and he died, and I'm supposed to be okay with the suffering and the pain I was going through right that moment, because it's just a dog. I can always get a new puppy. And for someone to say that and to expect that they have helped you in some way is very, very, very insensitive. And I'm always surprised to see people who are always telling, also widows, that don't worry, you're not that old, you'll get a new husband, or don't worry about having a miscarriage, you'll get a new baby, or you'll be pregnant again. You're trying to tell me that the pain I'm feeling is not valid because I can replace them? Like it shouldn't matter because their life is replaceable? It is so hard to imagine that it is okay, or people feel it's okay to say that to someone else when they're grieving. So that is actually why I got to doing this video, because that stayed with me when someone told me I can always get a new puppy. And there's a reason I had my dog, and he'll always be in my heart. For those people who understand that kind of a relationship, they know what I'm talking about. And I am not, I will get another dog at some point, but it's not going to be to replace Rocky. So people, really be mindful of these phrases when you say them. And also the girlfriend I was talking about, also mentioned that when you are grieving, that is exactly the point where people think they should send you all these Bible quotes or all these Bible verses that are supposed to help you. I'm guilty of that too, but that is exactly what you do not want at that moment. There is nothing at that moment that you can say that will make the person feel better, or that will make the person feel like it's all right what they're going through. There is nothing you can say or nothing you can send, especially on social media, nothing you can send that will help them feel better just because it's a quote from the Bible. It doesn't help, guys. So this is what you're supposed to do when someone is grieving or going through a mourning phase. Nothing. You are supposed to say nothing, if at all. If there's anything you're supposed to do or say, it is condolences. My condolences. I know you're going through a hard time. Leave it at that. Don't even ask if you need anything, tell me. No, don't say that, because you're putting pressure on this person that you have now to tell me, because if you need anything. No, 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 no. Just be there. Being there for a person and giving them that feeling that you're there for them in case whatever happens, that they can always talk to you, they can call you and just let it out for hours and hours, or they can come to your place and just cry it out without you having to say so many words. Just being there for them and giving them this feeling, I am here, without using words, is enough. That is all you need to do for a grieving person. So just say your condolences. My condolences, I've heard you lost your mom or your friend or your boyfriend or anything, and leave it at that. People already know you are there, and people feel it when you're trying to be there for them without you having to speak so much and to use so many biblical verses and all that, guys. So saying nothing at all is the best response to someone who is grieving. I hope this helps you guys, because we've all found ourselves in that situation where you just really need to say something, and you think of something. I know it is a very normal, confusing time when you're trying to be there for someone that you love. But refrain from these phrases, because people who are mourning are expecting people to go to do all the crazy stuff around them, and they're very appreciative of people who are just there for them without having to do anything. So I hope this helps. I hope that you change your attitude a little bit when it comes to grieving and to being there for your friends. So that is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Watch a video a day. I will be posting every day until the 31st of August, and you'll stand a chance to win a giveaway. So thank you so much for watching and for subscribing, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.
I hear you breathe, but I can't see.